incorporate all of that stuff into it, like your fitness and just like your personality, and you can tell that you're like someone that loves to act.
You know, I wanted to go to LA to be an actor, and my parents were just kind of like, get a non-acting degree first, and we'll work with you.
Fernando Rivera.
Yeah, hello.
I'm so glad you joined me. I have so many questions for you. So you're a realtor, you are a content creator, you're an author.
Yes.
And I mean, you do fitness as well, I've seen. So I just want to talk about your story, like how you got started, your background, and then like what led to each thing.
I started with being crazy competitive with theater in elementary and middle school. And so I love to compete. I love the thrill of competition. And so that kind of fueled me to do it in high school. And then, you know, I wanted to go to LA to be an actor. And my parents were just kind of like, get a non-acting degree first and we'll work with you. And so I got a marketing degree at A&M. And then I finished as fast as I could, went to LA and just hit the ground running. And it was hard, let me tell you, like it is hard getting started because you're just don't know what you're doing that is good or bad for your career. And so I spent a lot of my time doing things that were not working out for me. And then in about 2 years, I was like, oh, now I know what to do to actually progress. So then I went ahead and started doing that, started booking smaller parts and then a little bit bigger parts. And then there were some really nice big parts that I wanted, not big parts, but like big shows that I wanted to audition for. One of them being Vampire Diaries.
Oh my
And I was so obsessed with wanting to be like on the Vampire Diaries so badly. Yeah. But we had kind of like a pay to play type of scenario where we would go to casting director workshops that were educational opportunities. And they really were. But, you know, it was a way for unknown actors to get in front of casting directors who then would bring you in to audition for shows.
Yeah.
And so I definitely started my network that way. I booked a lot of work that way. But there was, you know, one show that I could not get an audition for, which was Vampire Diaries. I got so upset that I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to write my own show and none of them are going to be invited. And that's when book one started.
Oh my gosh.
So that's when I transitioned into writing. I didn't know how to write a book. I only knew how to write scripts. So I read a book on how to write a book and pumped that out.
Wait, you wrote a book on how to write a book?
I read a book.
Oh, you read a book.
I read a book,
okay.
read a book. And I was like, I'm a nerd. It's like,
yeah,
just tell me a step-by-step way to do this. And so I did that, and that's how I was able to write the first book. Took a long time, but people like it, you know. I don't market it as much, but it does have like 5 stars. So, you know, I'm happy.
No, I saw on Amazon, and I was like trying to find more stuff on your Instagram about it too.
I know. This is like, you know, I don't toot my own horn enough. And book 2 came years after that. But, you know, then after a while, it was just fitness has always been my therapy. So, you know, from coming out and being an insecure in the closet, you know, person to then it becoming a part of your daily routine. And even though you become more secure and you are out, like you just can't shake a habit that you did for so many years.
Yeah.
So that's where the fitness has always been, you know, played into the whole scene. And then in terms of real estate, my dad's a broker in South Texas. He's been a broker for like 20 plus years. And he always wanted me to do real estate. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, it's your thing, Dad. It's not mine. I'm not going to do it.
Stop trying to make your life mine.
Like, I learned it from you. And so, you know, I fought against it. But the mother of the main character is actually a realtor. So it's like I stuck it in there. And the family's all about property and wealth and stuff.
Was he excited, your dad?
My dad, I mean, I don't think my dad's read it. Like, I think he has read it, but like he's forgotten everything about it. Like, he's just an old, you know, Mexican dad.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, I came over and LA was great, but LA is very much a place where you get so caught up in everything that you kind of lose touch with like sometimes what your goals are or kind of checking in with yourself. And when the pandemic hit, you know, everything just stopped. All the distractions stopped.
So you were in LA during COVID?
I was in LA as of December 20th of 2020 or 28th of 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. I was there for 10 years or for 12 years.
Okay.
And so, you know, when it hit, it was kind of like I had all this free time to just be with myself and all the stuff that I love to do really had nothing to do with being in Los Angeles. And the streaming completely changed the way we're paid, the way that we book work. And then on top of that, the pandemic hit and really streaming platforms and COVID completely just took away the old LA that was there when I moved there in 2008. And so it was like, there's no going back to the way that we were making money, the way that we were growing our careers anymore.
Yeah.
And so it was like, get out or the city's going to wake up again and you're going to be stuck back in the rut.
Kind of like starting over.
Yeah. So it's like I got out, I came to Texas, and I was like, you know what? I got to try home ownership. Like, I got to try it. I was supposed to rent originally, but everything in Austin sucked to rent. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to pay this much to live here. Like, that's stupid. And
Yeah.
so my dad was like, well, why don't you just see if you can get approved for a loan? And so I did. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then I started a house hunting journey that lasted 6 months because I was being overbid left and right by all those crazy rich Californians. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming from California, but like, I got poor actor money. Like, I got a one commercial, help me out in my life money, not like a trust fund or like a, wealth profile.
Yeah.
So luckily, I found my house in Pflugerville, and I was not the highest bidder, but I was the highest bidder that was not an investor. And they didn't want to sell to an investor. And that's the only reason I got my house. Like, that was dumb luck,
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, so a great family, too, that I actually ended up meeting randomly at a bar after, years after I had bought the house. And so then I got really into home reno. I got sucked into Chip and Joanna Gaines, Magnolia Network. Like, I literally want to be them.
Yeah.
At some point, I will do whatever it takes. And so then I got into the real estate because it was really just to supplement my love for home renovation and design, just to be like, yeah, I do stupid stuff online, like without a shirt, but I also have a license, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of evolved into something that is, now it's like you can't really half-ass it. Like, you have to go at it with everything, which was not my original plan.
Yeah.
So it's been honestly really hard to balance having everything I do in some way support that career.
Yeah.
But I'm finding a way to do that. Like, it's not easy, but the content has been a huge help.
I was going to say it. You have, like, watching your content, you've been able to, like, incorporate all of that stuff into it, like your fitness and just, like, your personality. And you can tell that you're, like, someone that loves to act.
I do. And that's the thing. It's like, like my mom said, like no se le quite. Like, it doesn't go away. Like, it's always in me. And so, so trying to merge everything to equal a profitable result, that's been the hardest part. Because it's like, let's be honest, the fun stuff, the artistic stuff is not exactly profitable all the time.
No, it's not. I think about that too, even for myself. I'm like, man, like what I really want to do isn't.
I was going to say, what do you really want to do? Like,
so it's actually interesting. I love fitness also. I was a big girl at one point. I was like, I have 2 kids, and so I like gained.
Damn, you have 2 kids?
Yeah.
I can't even have like more than 2 cactus in my home,
so
and you have 2 kids?
No, I do. I have 2 kids, and so my story's crazy. I was married. I'm divorced now. But
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
And so after I had my second son, I got really big. I gained like 165 pounds. I didn't gain that much, but I was 165 pounds.
And I was like, I feel like that's like more than twice the size that you
like,
are now.
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
Okay.
And so I lost a lot of weight. But throughout that process, I just like fell in love with fitness and health. And I was like, I can't believe I didn't take care of my body before. Like, I was just being so unhealthy. And so now I'm actually in the process of getting like my group training certification.
Okay.
So that's something I'm doing on the side. Although I do love doing marketing, like it is still a fun job because that's what I do for like this insurance agency.
Yeah.
But like what I would love to do is just like work out all day and help people do that.
Come on, fitness influencer. Like, what's
I know.
you?
I need to do more. I've thought about that.
I get so mad when I turn on TikTok and it's like, I'm going to show you how I made $8,000 a day on TikTok. I'm like, girl, I don't even want to watch you like sip a cup of coffee. Like, how are you making $8,000 a day? What am I not doing? Like,
it is so crazy. Influencer money's wild. I'm like, man. And all you gotta do is like our phones are right here. Like all you gotta do is pick it up and I guess record yourself like every day.
Like the most mundane, pointless stuff that I post is the stuff that has the most engagement. Like I'll go and I'll like make a long video on how to build a shelf and it's just like music and cuts or whatever and I'll get some engagement. And then I just talk about like how much I love eating salty snacks after a long day. And it's like, I'm like, how? Like, how? I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to give you art.
And yeah, literally, no, that happened to me too before. I'm like editing. It's taking me hours and it got like 5 views. So I was like, oh my gosh. Like, are you
yeah. And I'm just like, I just got to be like, you just got to. And it's true that it's like, I forget what the saying is, but it's the idea of where it's like, like dumb people are bolder and it just, like they don't know what they don't know, and then it just goes out there and it gets rewarded.
And they do know.
And then overthinkers, end up like at the bottom of the barrel, stressed out with 5 views.
I'm over here like looking up. I'm like SEO like words that are going to.
I know, and I'm trying to not use ChatGPT. I'm trying to not be reliant on that
No,
because I'm a
too.
writer. Like I'm
Yeah.
creative, but it's just like at the end of the day, it's like you can only talk in so many ways. Like help me, ChatGPT.
No, literally, I was getting an unhealthy attachment to mine.
Yeah,
and I was asking it for everything. No, I did. I'm not. I know that sounds
I named
crazy.
it because they told me to name it. I didn't try to.
That's funny. No,
So-
I was like, what do you want me to call you since I talk to you every day?
Oh, girl, you're like having a her, but a him. Moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was like Nova. So that's my chat name. It's Nova.
Extra. Okay.
No, but now I am trying to like not back away completely because it is helpful. Like it's a good resource.
Yes.
But it's also like I need to use my brain to think because you don't want that like skill or part of you to go away.
No.
You know.
Especially if you're like, especially like for me being a writer, like it really sucks the idea
Yeah.
of like, oh, gee, write this book and it'll do it. It'll probably be amazing. But it's like, oh, so now what do I do?
I saw someone in the in a comment section say that they were like, ChatGPT's helping me write a book right now, and I was like, wow, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyone can do anything now with it, and it's like it kind of sucks though, because like people that are hard, like like you, like actually thought out your book and like went and read a book on how to write a book.
Yeah, I'm very archaic, you know. Like,
but at least you have all the knowledge now.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I know, you know, and it's. But again, you have to like practice it.
Yeah.
And I like book 3 has been lagging for a long time because it's like I haven't found the time to, or I haven't made the time to just sit down and write like I used to.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually being in a more creative environment in Los Angeles, and it's like here, it's like it's creative-ish, but. You know, it's not the same. Like, you're not surrounded by a bunch of people also trying to write.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between LA and Austin, because I know everyone goes, yeah.
I mean, the weather, yeah, for sure. But it's the community.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm making really great friends here in Austin. It's taken a while because, you know, again, like getting into, you know, your late 30s and stuff, it's like it's not as easy to make friends in your late 30s than your early 20s because at least for me in Los Angeles, I made my really close friends because we all trauma bonded over being, you know, young actors, aspiring actors in Los Angeles, getting our butts kicked.
Yeah.
So like we, you know, we trauma bonded.
Yeah.
Whereas here, everybody either has their own thing, they have their own world. Like you're not bonding over the same career, you know, goal or over this having the same finances. Like it's just everyone's their own little bubble.
Yeah.
So it is harder to make those close ties. And so like I miss my community in LA so much, and I go back there, you know, for my birthday I'll go back there because it's like I just miss
You get to be around your family down there.
yeah, and it's like my birthday's around Thanksgiving. So it's like the Friendsgiving. I always hosted it at my apartment when we were in Los Angeles. And so I'm used to having that, and my family gets Christmas and my friends get Thanksgiving. Like that's
actually a good balance.
yeah. Especially because, you know, it's like, Mom, I just saw you like 4 weeks ago.
Now I gotta see you
I'm
again.
gonna see you again. I mean, I love you, but like, I want to see my friends.
But I love my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I am with my family too.
It
I'm
is
like,
that, for sure.
I like my friends. I'm sorry.
And where are you from?
I'm from here in Austin.
You're from Austin? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So my family's also here in Austin. I'm
Yeah.
a unicorn because I'm born and raised in Austin.
Yeah.
And I live close to my family, but I see them all the time that I'm just like, I don't feel anymore.
Move away. Go somewhere else.
No, literally. That's how I feel. I'm like, but I don't see myself leaving Austin yet because it's grown. Like, it's so different from what I grew up in now.
Everyone says that, and I'm like, I only know the post-COVID Austin.
Yeah,
Like, that's
and
all I know.
It's just growing so much, but I like it. And you'll hear, like, a lot of locals say, like, oh, too many people are coming to Austin. Like,
yeah.
I want to, leave. But for me, I'm just really social and I'm outgoing, so I like to go out and try the new things. And I'm like, I'm in my late 20s.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm just like, no, I like the Austin vibe right now. I'm not leaving later. And then I have kids, too, so it's like, I don't want them to have to leave their school. Like, they're already, we're, like, set up in South Austin. But maybe later when they get older, I'll be like, okay, let's go. Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, and especially dealing with like real estate, like the majority of people that come to open houses, it's like, oh yeah, we're here for the school districts. Like we have to be in this neighborhood, or we have to, you know, be in this subdivision because otherwise it's like the kids are going to change school districts and we can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's a big thing. A lot of people do.
Yeah. I'm just like, where's the tax rate? Like how expensive is the water? That's where I want to live. Like those are my concerns.
You're like, I'm not too worried about the school district.
Yeah, it's like the kids. Like I think I'm safe there, but you know, otherwise. It's like, tell me where the costs are going to be.
Yeah, that's funny. So what do you do now? Like, so now that you're in Austin, where do you typically find your community? Since it's a lot harder than it was in LA.
Well, I have found like really great connections in active gatherings. So like I'm with HCRA, which is Hill Country Ride for AIDS. It benefits 9 non-for-profit organizations throughout Austin. So I'm with the Dolly's Divas team, and we start ramping up and raising money at the beginning of the year up until our ride, which is somewhere like May, April. And it's great because we'll go out on rides, you know, 20-mile, 10-mile, 30-mile rides to prepare. When we have the actual race, you can do 24 miles I believe it's 27, 45, or 75 miles somewhere. I always forget. But
wait, so I don't know too much about them. Are you like riding bikes?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're riding like road bikes.
Okay.
Yeah,
like bikes or horses or.
Yeah, no, you're riding bikes like and bikes are expensive too. If you want. Yeah. So I found really good friends there. When I first moved here, I did like the dodgeball thing, and like I found good friends there. I've done sand volleyball. Great friends there. I don't really meet people like going out for like a drink or something. Like I don't meet friends that way. Like I'll flirt that way for sure, but like I don't really like meet friends that way. And so yeah, it's kind of like one of my best friends in LA used to tell me, he's like, everything with you is a sport. Like it's an athletic event. I'm like, yes, because that sparks my brain and makes me want to be social when like I'm moving and I'm sweating. And so that's how I've found my community here. Yeah, so, but again, there's only so many leagues you can join. There's only so many hours a day that can happen. And so that's where it's a little limiting, especially being in Pflugerville. Like, I have to plan my day. I'm not just going to...
Because you have to drive.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to come here. I'm going to go home, pick up, some clothes and go down to South Austin. It's like, that's, 2 hours.
You got to pack everything in your car.
I have my lunchbox, which has, a few meals. I'm going to eat one right now when I get out of here. I have my gym bag. I have my work bag. I have my like extra change clothes bag. And then really whatever else, I'm going to have to do for the day. And I leave and I don't get home until, I leave at like 5:45 and then I'll get home at like 6, 7.
Every day. Is that like a typical like Monday through Friday?
Yeah, it just depends on, how much I've front loaded my, my schedule. But yeah, that's usually what I do. So once I'm home, like I'm home. It's like if you wanted to hang out that evening,
coming over.
like you're gonna come over here, and then I'll cook, we'll have wine, we'll watch a movie, whatever. Or you gotta tell me the night before. The night before, I will pack my bag.
That's how I am too.
There. Yeah, I mean, especially with kids too. It's like you got to make sure they have everything they need because we're not going back home.
Yeah. And too, like also I'm south, so it's kind of the same. Even though it's still like 20 minutes from downtown Austin, it's like I still got to do the same thing. Like coming over here is like 45 minutes with Austin traffic in the mornings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I had to pack my gym bag, my lunchbox also, like all those things because, like I'm
5:30 was not cutting it for me waking up. Like it had to be 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like that little 15, 20 minutes makes so much difference in traffic.
No, it really does with traffic. Oh, gosh. Right now, I'm so grateful because my kids are not in school. And so they're with their dad for the month of July. So I have like a little break.
Yeah.
And so it's been kind of nice because I get to just like wake up and come home. But before, like when they're in school, you also got to like, what is the word? Pack their lunches. I don't know why my brain like.
Oh God, you gotta feed them too.
Yeah, you gotta feed them. You're like you're giving me more reasons to not ever.
Give them a Lunchable and a Capri Sun like we did growing up.
Go,
like done.
No, I still do buy the Lunchables. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, for you or for them?
For them, it's a little easy.
The little pizza ones are still really good.
No,
they can microwave. Like those are good. They haven't changed
That's the exact one that I still buy. I'm like the pizza Lunchables. We heat them up. Pack them, go.
Yeah, that was a staple growing up.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on, Lunchable. But I grew up on the little turkey ones. Turkey, cheese, crackers.
Yeah. No, even now, like, if I see that somewhere, I'm like, oh, I know I shouldn't eat it. I know it's fully processed.
Yeah.
But, like, nostalgia brain wants it.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to get rid of the processed foods because it's crazy. I grew up on the processed foods, Red 40, all of those things. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, can't give that to my children. And my grandma's still very, like, trying to buy them Pop-Tarts.
You grew up buying? Like, what's wrong with that?
No, literally, that's how she is. And I'm just like, but no, we know those things now. Like, we shouldn't. She's still buying them, like, Pop-Tarts. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, that's what Grandma does. Just buy them for me. Like, put them in my lunchbox, Grandma. Yeah, I get it.
No, yeah. But, so now that you're in Austin, do you feel like you're mostly just doing real estate right now? Like, is that why you kind of, like, haven't done book number 3 yet? Or, like, what do you feel like you're more focused on right now?
Well, book number 3 has been just terrible time blocking on my part. Like, I need to start making time for it. Because, I mean, a third of it's already written. I just haven't gone back to it. Gotcha. So it's more just like,
Writer's
I know
block.
Once I pick up it's also like the momentum. Like, once you stop, you're like, oh, I'm out of it. But once I pick up the momentum, I know I'll be a lot better with that. And in terms of where I spend most of my time doing, like, I spend a lot of my time actually, I'm finding that I love working on stuff in my garage, like carpentry and things like that. And so it has been a bit of a struggle. Being a new realtor has been hard because, of course, you have to have a network and you have to have a client base. And it's like, I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, I've sold this and this and that. It's like, no, like I haven't. I'm a new person. I'm doing a lot of the learning right now. I'm meeting a lot of people in the industry, which is great. And what I've always liked to do on social media is to educate people, you know, because it's like there's an education that I didn't have that I would like others to have that I wish was available when I was trying to do something.
Yeah.
So I found that a lot of my work that I've been doing, you know, building stuff for people or refinishing something, people are seeing it online and they're reaching out to me and being like, hey, you know, I had a tenant who was at my place and they've ruined it. Can you, you know, do you know somebody or can you help fix it? And I go, yeah, of course. Like, that's like literally my jam. Like that's what I love doing. So it's really connecting people, you know, with people who can help them and then also doing things myself. Like I'm currently about to just completely redo all of my friends. He has like 14 wooden screens that have to be refinished for like an old house. And so I'm starting that.
Wow.
And so that's helping me reach other homeowners who are wanting to improve their place, whether to buy or to sell it or to, you know, stay there longer because they don't want to sell right now because of the market.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's been a struggle right now because I'm trying to build my client base. And I mean, you know, like when you're a newbie, it's like, yeah, I get it. Like I wouldn't want to, you know, do surgery with a doctor who just got his, you know, degree or just got out of you know, residency.
People like to build trust a little bit. Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm also extremely hungry and extremely eager. And so
Yeah.
it's like I have the time to really focus on a client, you know, to make sure they have everything that they need. I've done a lot of leases with, you know, people who again just want to rent, and it's great because it's like they'll give me their criteria, and we just really have to go out twice, and usually those 2 times that we go out, they find their place and they're in it, and we're good. You know, so it's like I definitely have that practice, and I have a good way of helping and dealing with people who want to be in a place, but it's again giving a chance to, you know, the underdog or the new guy.
Yeah.
So so anybody out there, you know, like I'm definitely taking on clients right now, and I guarantee it'll be a very fun time.
Well, your personality, I'm like, I would definitely buy a house from you.
That's why like I do
helps.
stupid stuff on Instagram and stuff because it's like to me, I try to be as relatable as possible because I know there's so many personas on Instagram that seem like untouchables. Like, oh, they're too hot or they're too pretty or they're too, you know, like they're too big and they're not a real person. Like, no, like I'm like I do stupid things just as everybody else does. And it's like I need to make myself laugh as much as anybody else does. And so like my whole business model is being the safe space. Yeah. Like being the safe space to ask the dumb question, like being the safe space to, you know, say, hey, this is my real situation. Like, is this possible for me? And also, you know, being a gay man, like being a safe space for the LGBTQ community that has not always been offered, you know, equal opportunities in housing. Or, you know, there are a lot of homeless youth out there and a lot of like HCRA helps, you know, benefit homeless youth, you know, helping them with housing, helping them find jobs, helping them get medical care, you know, so it's like we're already at a disadvantage when it comes to being housed or being able to afford housing. Yeah. And so again, like I would like to be the safe space for them.
Yeah, you're like the voice for them.
Yeah, because it's like not everybody has parents like mine. Like my parents are amazing. Yes, they get on my nerves, but they're amazing. They've always supported me, even when coming out was very new for them. You know, they were never just like, oh, like get out of my face. They were just like, oh, we don't understand this right now. We love you. Give us time. Yeah. And you know, they came around. So yeah, that's kind of what my angle is. So that's why I like for my social media to be approachable. That's why I wear wigs. That's why
I love that one. That was my one.
Like, because it's just, and you know, one of my friends brought up a really good point, and he's like, well, you know, like people want to be with a professional, and you might not come across as professional when you're doing those things on social media. And I go, yeah, that's why I have YouTube, because YouTube is more long form. Like the videos are 10, 15, 20 minutes where like I go through like legitimate concerns and educational points for people who are trying to buy a new build or a resale or applying for a loan. Yeah. You know, but it's like that doesn't catch attention on social media as much because social media is like a quick entertainment fix, you know? And also it's like just because somebody is funny or silly does not mean they're not professional. Yeah. Or that they're not educated in a certain field. Yeah. Like I would rather be with somebody who acknowledges like their flaws and laughs at life than somebody who is, you know, like a stiff, like, you know, robotic tour. Yeah, exactly. Everybody can do that. And it's not bad. Like I need to do more of that. But, you know, that's the angle that I'm trying to come at. And it's a hard balance because I do want to be taken seriously. But again, it's like I need people to know that they will have fun in a very stressful, unfun process.
Yeah. Well, also, too, like, it's the authenticity, too, because it's like, okay, you're actually being yourself, and I would rather buy a house from somebody like that I'm probably going to grow a friendship with, and then we're stay in touch, like, even after you sell me my house, because that's such a big thing. Like, I always hear stories about people that are like, oh, like, I don't even remember my realtor. They don't even reach out
That was my
anymore.
best friend. Like,
yeah,
it was her condo that I was in the wig and heels recently with Marfa Barton Creek.
Really?
Like, it was her. I'm actually doing the open house. It's a night of open houses Friday, so tomorrow, with her. And it was like her condo. So, you know,
and that's
like,
how it should be, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's good. Because, I mean, I see there's kind of like this narrative sometimes, I think, in real estate where you think of everyone in just like the suits and and like, just like straightforward.
I can do that too.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, man, like, yeah. And so I get it, though.
But it also depends on like what age demographic are you trying to capture?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What political side are you trying to capture? Like, there's a lot of, you know, and a lot of times, like, we hear, you know, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot for saying this, but like, it's how I really think. You know, we're told, oh, real estate is purple. Like, it's not red, it's not blue, it's purple. And I'm just like, real estate is privilege. To own real estate, to be able to create wealth for yourself is a huge privilege.
Yeah.
Not everybody has privilege. And that is why, like, for me, it's like, yes, I want to be able to appeal to a wide audience.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to appeal to a real audience that has not been given, you know, all the good cards in life. And so it's like, that's why I try to keep it more real and try to not be as, you know, fill in the cookie cutter mold. Yeah.
What does your dad say about like that? Because he's also part of that world. So,
oh, God, my dad is so like, just, he's old school traditional.
Yeah.
Like, I will never show him me in a wig and a condo. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, he knows I own those things, but it's like, he would just be like,
does he have Instagram?
Fred, like, why are you doing that? And he's like, God, Dad, leave me alone. But no, he does all farm and ranch. You know, so he's like he does commercial, you know, he's not really big into the residential thing.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, which is a great profitable sector of real estate. It just takes longer. It takes longer to close those contracts because they're so big and there's so many stipulations, so many legalities to go through. And also it's like, you know, sometimes the financing doesn't come through. And so you might be waiting months and months and months for a contract to close at the last minute, like the investor can't do it, you know? So it's like, it's a very high risk, but very high reward. And he loves it. It keeps him going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I wanted to go back to your YouTube channel because I did see that you do that. And I think right now that's something that's taking off, like I feel like in the social media world. Like I've seen a lot of people start to transition to YouTube.
Yeah.
And so are you just starting to do YouTube or?
So I did YouTube forever for like my own little like skits or like I have a short film that won international awards and stuff. And so I put it up on YouTube. So cool. It's a horror film. I love horror. And so, you know, a lot of it has always been more for my acting stuff, but like never professionally did I really use it.
Do you have a separate one? Like two?
Oh, God, I think I have like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Because every email, like, it's a YouTube channel. And so one of my problems is consolidating and making sure, like, okay, what's on what platform? So, like, my TikTok is more like, I'm kind of realizing my TikTok is more like, you know, my dumb stuff that, you know, I'll sometimes throw my real estate stuff on there, but it's more just like random stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And then my Instagram is more, you know, fun, but also geared towards my career.
Estate?
Yeah, the real estate.
Okay.
And I had a separate Instagram account, which I did for just home reno when I was just doing home reno, not doing real estate. And so that's the same handle as my TikTok. But I've stopped funneling stuff there because it's just I don't want to be too separated.
It's kind of hard to manage.
It's just so much hard. It's so hard to manage. I'm like, God, like this is. Like, I need to streamline more things. But then you have LinkedIn, and then you have Instagram, then you have TikTok, and then you have Facebook pages, and then it's like...
all these different platforms, and they're all for different things.
And they're all for different things. Yeah. You know, it's like, can I put my wig on LinkedIn? Probably not. But can I put can I put my sit-down 25-minute interview with a mortgage lender on LinkedIn? Yes, I can. You know? So it's like not knowing your audience, but knowing what gets the most engagement and the most traction on the platform is the most important thing, I think.
Yeah. So you just started doing the realtor ones on
YouTube.
Your other YouTube. Because I saw those, because I was looking at your, what is it called?
Linktree?
The tree? Yeah, Linktree.
Yeah, the Linktree, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, like he has books and he has all those things.
Linktree's a godsend.
No, it really is. That's what I was going to say. It was like all those things on there.
And so you get 15% off for these booty shorts, my book, and I can sell you a house. Like, what do you want to do?
It's like, look at how many hats I wear.
I know, it's so, and I just like, and here's the thing, honestly, if one hat took off and help me pay my bills consistently, like I would just have done one thing. But it's like, no, like not everything is a short, at least I've never been blessed with the opportunity to focus my efforts on one thing and have that one thing consistently pay off.
It's like a blessing and a curse because you're good at so many things. It's like, wow, I have all these talents. Which
like I have my friends who are just, with their 401ks and like they're like 10 years from retirement and they're like, oh, your life is so exciting and blah, blah. I'm like, you can literally like stop working tomorrow and be good for 7 months. Like I value you. So it's all perspective.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But again, it's such a blessing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, But then again, it's kind of like, okay, so what am I focusing my time on today? Like my creative energy. Am I gonna repaint this thing, or am I gonna sit down and actually write, or like, am I gonna try to make a video on like
your platforms or whatever?
Yeah.
What do you feel like is number one right now, like number one priority at the moment?
At the moment, it's getting my database in order for real estate. Yeah, okay. It's making sure, cause it's like, like I have a lot of contacts, but a lot of my contacts, I have their Instagram handle because that's how we communicate. That's how we, that's how we go out and meet up. But like, you need phone numbers, you need emails, you need addresses, like, and so that's kind of where I need to be stricter with myself. And then I'm very blessed in that I'm getting a lot of requests for like carpentry and construction and refinishing work. So it's like, great, awesome. Like, yeah, I'll take that because I enjoy doing it. And I know that if I work this many hours, I can do this many projects and get paid this much. So it's nice to have that, like, see the light at the end of the tunnel mathematically versus when you're starting, in real estate, it's just kind of like, yeah, you'll see the payoff in 90 days or 3 months or 6 months. So it's kind of balancing what I have the tolerance for. It's like that now money. Yeah.
When did you start doing carpentry? Like, when did that? Because we were talking about your story, but like,
it's because of when I got into my home. It wasn't a fixer upper, but it was definitely needed to be updated. Yeah. And so I did that with this one handyman that was supposed to be a one-man band, and he completely botched a lot of things. So I was like $3,000 in a whole month behind schedule. And I got rid of him. I got somebody else. He helped me. He brought a team together. Love him. Still use him today. And I hire him out to other people if he wants the work. And then I started to take on learning more things, mostly cosmetic stuff, because I'm just like, well, like, this is not going to ruin the wall, so let me do this. And then I bought one power tool, then another power tool, and then I wanted a reason to buy the next power tool, so like, I better do this project, because if I do this project, I can justify buying this power tool. And that's kind of how it snowballed into me really loving it. And yeah, now it's just like, I've built a kitchen nook, like bench with storage in my kitchen. I've done a lot of accent walls throughout my house. So just
DIY, like self-taught?
Yeah, like floating shelves and, stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that makes me happy, and that makes me, giggle, and it makes good content, and it gets other people aware of, that I care for homes. Yeah. And that's pretty much what, like, I just like homes.
I was going to say, that's kind of like another, what is it? I would call it like superpower that you have, like with real estate, because then you can tell people, like, I also, like, not only do I know about houses, but I know like all these other little things about homes and like how to put them together, and like when you go do a resale, you can be like, I know how to.
If I had known, like when I was shopping for houses, if I had known how much I was going to like demolish the house that I bought, I would have not turned down houses that were already halfway demolished. Like there was a house I remember very distinctly. It didn't have any floor. It was just like concrete, slab. And I was like, oh my God, I can't buy a house with no floor. First thing I did when I got to my house, I ripped up the floors, like everything. I'm like, I could have saved so much time and money if I had just bought the house that didn't have floors, because I was going to do that already. If I would have bought the house that didn't have baseboards, because I switched out all my baseboards. If I would have bought the house that had no doors, I bought new damn doors for the house. Like there's so many things that I could have saved money and time on, and I had the eye of somebody who had already been through it. And so that's one thing where it's like that I do offer to clients is just like, look, I know you're thinking this looks like whatever, but if you want to repaint this wall, you're going to have to do this, and this anyway. So this is actually working in your favor. It's less labor to get it to a state where you can have to work on it, anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, that's something that I can bring into, a deal now.
Yeah, I would trust you even more then. Like, now my trust for you is on 1,000. Because I'm like, you can do it.
Like, there. Yeah. And I'll tell you who not to hire. Yeah. Don't hire the cheapest guy. Yeah. Because the cheapest guy is going to give you the cheapest work. Like, that's the one thing that I learned is you pay for what you get when it's, remodeling or renovating homes. And literally every day I walk by a certain area in my house and I'm like, shouldn't have paid the cheapest guy. Shouldn't have, Damn it.
Like, there's literally an area in your home?
Yes, literally. I won't
like,
tell you what it is. Because then if somebody wants to buy my house, I'm going to be like, hopefully they won't notice it. But, it plagues me.
That would make me mad every day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to look at you.
Yeah, it does.
So I want to go back into the books real quick.
Okay.
Because you were saying, like, that there's a parts of your life in it that you kind of put in there. So what else in the book did you, like, take from your own personal experiences and put into there?
I think a lot of it was the experience with, like, religion, because the books are based on the idea that Jesus was the first vampire. Like, so, going into that.
So interesting. I
yeah,
can't wait
so
to
it's
read.
like it's like going into that, it's like, I know you never talk about religion and politics with your friends, but whatever. So so I was like introduced to religion in a very unique way when I went to college, because I went to Texas A&M.
Okay.
And so coming
Conservative school, right?
Very conservative school, yeah. And I grew up Catholic, and I remember I would go to Catholic Mass because I was so homesick at A&M, and that was the only thing that reminded me of the Valley. It was like going to Catholic Mass because Catholic Masses are the same everywhere.
Yeah.
And so there were some people that were just very sly about, how they wanted you to come to their church. And I went to my Catholic Mass, and then I would go to my friends, like, non-denominational, I think it was Baptist or something like that. Like, I would go to their service because they had better music, and all my friends went, so it was a social thing.
Yeah.
And then there was just some other outliers where it was just a very sly way of, like, wanting you to come to their church, or, like, they would kind of pose a question to you that would make you feel, like, anxious, and be like, oh, if you want to not feel anxious, you should come to this church. And it was just very, like, you don't got to bait and switch me. Just invite me,
just tell me.
And so that's where, like, the whole idea of, this book is essentially there are disciples, and disciples are kind of like Christians. And so,
Jesus had his disciples.
Yeah, exactly. So, vampire is a derogatory term. They prefer to be called disciples. And so the Afterliving is Christianity, essentially. And so it's kind of how they interact and bring new people into the community. That is what I brought from my experience, because some people are just kind of born into that way of life, and they just know it from childhood, like me being like being raised Catholic, and being raised non-denominational. It's something that is kind of comes later in life, at least for a lot of people that I know that were raised Catholic, and so that's kind of where the idea of the disciples and trying to convert you comes in, and so that's kind of something that I brought from my experience, my distaste for it in some instances, but also how much it makes you feel like you have community, and makes you feel less lonely. So that's kind of what. And also, I mean, I dated so many atheists in college.
How did that go?
Because, I mean, it went great.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like, I mean, atheists are so intelligent, very scientifically based. And I'm just not saying that, like, that non-atheists are not intelligent. But atheists, like, they're very logic-based. They're great conversationalists. They have a great dark sense of humor. And so I dated so many, and me being, like, a staunch Catholic, I kind of told them, like, you can provide all the evidence you want in the world. I will always believe because I have faith,
Yeah.
And so that being said, it was kind of like, because the main character is an atheist in the book, and so it was kind of like a love letter to all the guys that I had dated that were atheists, because it's like,
so
it's like I see you, I respect you, like I still think about you, and so I mean, the end, the character has to go through an arc, but the main character is an atheist, and so that's kind of something that I brought in from my dating life.
Wow.
For sure.
So I know Vampire Diaries kind of like was what inspired the book, but like at what point were you like you got this, like, how did this idea get sparked besides that? Like, was there something where you were just one day like, I'm gonna write this book about?
Well, being I mean, you were raised Catholic, yes?
No, I was actually raised Christian, like almost like Pentecostal Christian in a way.
Okay.
So it's I know like Catholic falls under Christianity, but it was still very different.
Yeah.
It wasn't like your typical mass.
Yeah, it's like Protestant Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wait, hold on. What was the question that my brain just fried?
No, it's okay. It was what moment inspired the book? Like, I know it was inspired by Vampire Diaries, but what point were you like, this is what I want to do right now? I have this idea of these characters, I'm gonna put them in a book.
It was Catholic guilt.
Really?
Yes, because so you think about it, and because I love vampires, they're like my favorite mythical creature or whatever. And so
did you just like them like from Vampire Diaries, like the show, or like even before that?
No, even before that. I mean, one of my favorite vampire movie is Dracula: Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen. If you haven't seen it, it's a Mel Brooks movie. It's a comedy. It's amazing. And yeah, I just love watching like The Lost Boys, like watching all these, Once Bitten, which was a vampire movie with Jim Carrey, which is a weird movie. I don't know, they're always just interested me. And so I thought like, oh, like I love vampires. Like I want the main character to be a vampire, but wait, how can you be a vampire but not go to hell? Because, you're going to go to hell if you're, a vampire. And I thought, well, the only way to be a vampire and not go to hell is if it was a holy thing. And the only way being a vampire can be a holy thing is if Jesus was a vampire. And so that's kind of like, that kind of helped me reason like, oh, this is what he wanted for us. And then it's like, the Bible says, eat my flesh and drink my blood and have eternal life. Oh my God, the Bible supports that Jesus was a vampire, and so it's just that after that was done, I just started, like writing. And it was, again, like the book writes itself once you have a good study of like, just a foundation for the Bible, which I had because I grew up very religious. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. And then your brain juices just started flowing and you just kept going.
Yeah, it's like anybody who reads it, you realize it's not a slight against religion. Like there is a lot of redemption for religion and for the characters being vampires. Like it's kind of not it's not blasphemous.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, I can't wait to.
So different.
You're gonna have to tell me. What you think. And
no, I will.
Second book, different story.
Yeah. So how did you get into the second book?
So the idea of like being born again is like something that is in all religions and stuff. And so I thought, like, after a while, the honeymoon phase is over. Yeah. Like, yes, I'm so inspired. I was born again and I believe now. But then it's like, okay, all that, like, the endorphins go away. Yeah. And now what is your reality? Like, how do you really go through life with these beliefs? Yeah. And did you buy into it because your community wanted you to buy into it? And so it's really the main character reconciling, did I want this or did they want this for me? And it's kind of like, you really have to analyze what you really want now that all of the noise is gone.
That's actually so interesting and very relatable. Yeah. Because also, like, I grew up Christian, and then I was like, I'm never gonna go back to church. My family was like very religious. Like, it was more about the law instead of relationship with Jesus, and so they were like, we went to church twice on Sundays. We went at night and in the morning. Oof. We went every Wednesday.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it.
And so then I literally, like, when I turned 18, I was still living in their home. Yeah. And they were like, you have to go to church as long as you live here. Like, you have to go even if you're an adult. And
so that sounds very Latino.
I moved out, and then I was like, I'm never going to ever go back to... And then I got into this crazy relationship, and I went through my divorce and all these different things. And then later on, I was like, let me give Jesus a try.
Let me call her up, see what she's up to. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I did end up... I was like, okay, like, I'll try Christianity. And there was a point where I was like, on fire for the Lord. I was like, I love... church.
They get you with the music.
Yeah,
they get you with the music.
The worship time is so good. Yes. Yeah. But it was there. It does. It's like then it kind of fades, and you're just in life, and you're like, okay, now what? Now what, Lord? So
So it's the honeymoon phase is gone. So it's like you either work on the love, or you move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting. I am excited to read that because I'm like, wow.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to make each one different from the last one. And book 3 is going to be not even,
What are the timelines between the two, or between the third?
So 1 year to the next.
Oh, wow.
So this one is 2015, this one's 2016, and the next one is like 2032.
No, don't say 2032.
Yeah, the next one is like very far into the future.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you're not going to drop it till 2032.
No, that's the timeline.
Okay, gotcha. But when did you actually write them? In 2015? Or?
No, this one, I started in 2014. This one 2014, this one 2017.
And you dropped this one in 2014 also, or
no? I took me a while. I'm not one of these like
just
John Grisham.
Well, I would imagine that writing a book takes
I don't know
forever.
how these people write so many books so fast. I'm like, that's amazing. That's a talent. Like I'm literally, this is supposed to be also a 4 or 5 book series. I'm like, no, 3, I'm done. Like, I got to put these characters to bed. Like, I do want to write other stuff, but more short form and not having to do with, like, vampires, because you have to make sure the world is consistent and, build on top of it and not break the rules that you established in the beginning. So it's like, it's hard to stick in the confines of it. Yeah. And not get too lost in the detail. So
you're like, now you can relate to like J.K. Rowling and like everyone else.
Maybe in a tiny respect, but not everything. But
not like actually, but like just like writing like a series of books, and I guess like staying in.
I mean, you have to commend the creative process. Yeah, you really do.
Wow, that's so cool. And so, what, maybe like a memoir or something like that?
What,
You've
after
had
this
a
one?
very, yeah, like you've had a very interesting life.
I definitely would. I am thinking about something akin to that. Not a memoir, but like kind of like a love story. But we'll see how much of myself I actually want to be vulnerable with.
Yeah.
Because it's a really vulnerable subject. But, you know, whatever. Yeah. It's life.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. I'm excited for number 3, and I'm excited to read them. I wanted to go into, I know, like, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I do have so many questions.
Yeah, I was like, I'm free till 4. So
okay, cool.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, well, okay, so I wanted to go back a little bit on fitness. Just, you said that you started, like, that was something that you've always done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know in school you were, like, a theater kid, too. So was that something, like, how did that exactly get started? Because I know sometimes, like, for some people, they start doing, like, athletic things in school. Was that something that you were doing also with theater, or? So
I've been a tennis player for a very long time, and I really just like the idea of being regimented and like being trained. And I didn't have a very good coach in high school in terms of being regimented. He was fun, you know, it was great playing, but it was just not like I want to be like the football kids, you know. So I would go to the weight room. I was only allowed in the weight room when there was supervision and stuff in high school. So when the football team would lift weights, I would go in and lift weights with them, and then kind of like go back to practice. And so I just kind of got into that, and it just built from there. And then I didn't start like really lifting weights until my senior year of high school. And then in college, A&M has an amazing recreation center. That's literally why I went to the university. Like I walked in and I was like, this place is great. I want to come here. Like that was like my,
and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're 18. What the hell else are you thinking about? You know? And so I got into that, and it was just, you know, and it's something that a lot of young gay men, closeted or not, you know, the simple psychology of it is you don't feel pretty on the inside, so you got to feel pretty somewhere, so put it on the outside. And that's why you get into, you know, all of the taking care of yourself and the healthy stuff. And I mean, it's not just to gay men, like everybody kind of goes through a version of that. And so that was the start of it. But again, it kind of just becomes a habit, and it's just one of those things that you just can't break, you know. Even if your situation changes, you're like, yeah, but I'm used to getting up at this time and sweating and then coming home and eating, you know? It's like, so it kind of just carried throughout my adulthood. And of course, being in Los Angeles, like, yeah, you're kind of bombarded by perfect bodies every single day, whether it's on TV or in the audition room. So you want to be able to compete with that, which is a terrible
I was going to say it sounds kind of unhealthy, but
it's
like
so
it's understandable.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why it's like, ooh, like LA is pretty and shiny, but it's to my like personal, you know, mental health. And so, yeah, so it has been one of the most reliable investments in myself. Yeah. Because I do know that if I do X, Y, and Z, I will reap these benefits. And me being a control freak, you know, it's like there are very few things I have control over. My body is one of them. And so I will do whatever I can to make sure that I can control that aspect and at least know that there's some peace of mind in that sector of my life. Yeah. Because professional, you know, you don't always have control over that. You know, relationships, romantic, you do not always have control over that. No. But, you know, it's like, well, when you look at yourself in the mirror, like, yeah, you have control over that. What did you eat? How did you work out? How did you spend your free time? Did you walk? So that's kind of why I've kept up with it for so many years. Yeah. Well, it's good, too. Like, it takes a lot of discipline, and then you can apply it to, like, every other part of your life. So you're like, if I could do this in the fitness realm, I can do this. Yeah, I'm learning I need to do that more. It's like, if I can work out for an hour every single day, I can do this for my profession for an hour every single day. Yeah. So, yeah, it's easier said than done. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's funny. Well, but it's good, though, because in Austin, I feel like the fitness community is just, like, top tier. It's like, a very active city. Yeah. Like, it's, yeah. Well, you see, like, just everyone's always working out. There's all these clubs, like, the fitness. We have a lot of fitness influencers, I feel like. In Austin? Yeah. Yeah. I try not to follow fitness influencers because it's like, I mean, the last thing I need is to compare myself to one more person. So it's like usually, like, if I follow somebody, you know, that is a lot of skin, a lot of thirst or whatever, it's because there's something that I'm learning from them. But for the most part, it's like, I'm like, just teach me how to do the workout. Yeah. But for the most part, it's like, I don't want to be reminded of what I don't have. Yeah. You know, it's like, I'll follow this person who like refinishes furniture.
Yeah.
Because that makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's the hard part about social media. It's like the thief of, what do they say, comparison. It's the thief of joy.
Yes.
So, yeah, be careful.
Compare and despair.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of just like close off on this topic, and we can go as long as we want, but this is one of the last things I wanted to like dive into. Okay, so GBF stands for gay best friend?
Correct.
Okay, I thought so, but I was just making sure. No, I love that. And so I wanted to get into, you know, like sexuality and how that has been like with not just work, but just like in general, like from LA to Austin to professional and all of those things. How, like your story with that, because you're so open about it and you like literally have that in your Instagram handle, and I commend you for like that, because you know it is, even though it's like more accepted now, it is still, I do hear a lot of stories about people saying that it's still hard to come out and stuff like that, and so you do it so well. So how has that gone for you?
Well, thank you. It's definitely not an easy thing, I don't think, for anybody, whatever age you are. It's been a journey because, again, what people don't realize is like in Los Angeles is a city of creatives, you know, and a lot of creative people tend to be on this LGBTQ spectrum. And it's one of those things where, because again, I moved out there to pursue acting in 2008. And in 2008, people were out, but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, like you might not get this audition if you're gay because this is for a straight person. And it's just, it was still very one of those things where it's like, it was kind of a don't ask, don't tell on the social media side of it, because you didn't want to shoot yourself in the foot. And it was like, oh, I like, yeah, my friends know, but it's like, I'm not going to do anything too gay on social media.
Yeah.
And it has gotten out of that. And that was honestly one of the most freeing things, is when I just decided that I just didn't care anymore, because like my career has reached a point where it's like I am trying to get the bigger recurring parts. Like I've done a lot of nice small parts that lent to the networking that I did. And it's like now it's like really the bigger parts, the juicy parts, are the parts that I'm still auditioning for. You know, I mean, you don't have to be there full time anymore. You can just send a tape and you're good.
Yeah.
And now there's so many roles for gay people or for queer people, and they didn't exist back when I was first trying it.
What a transition.
It has been, and it's just like, and if it did exist, it was more of a caricature of a gay person versus an actual like grounded gay person. And even then, they still have those kind of caricature roles that it's like, you know, oh, like they want this person to be XYZ flamboyant. And I'm like, yeah, I can be flamboyant, but like not all the time. Like it's kind of fluid the way that your personality is, depending on who you're with. But it has been easier because the older I'm getting, the more I'm just like, I don't care. Like I'm so tired, you know. And it's like I still have more fun than you do being, you know. And it's like one of the things that I kind of like, I pat myself on the back if I'm being a little bit too extra with my wardrobe at the gym, for instance. You know, I'll just think like, yeah, stare at me all you want. I can still bench more than you can.
Exactly. That's,
you know, it's like, and probably in heels too. So it's like say what you want. I definitely think that there are a lot of people that, you know, can't come out because they're not in a safe space. You know, like they may have the confidence in themselves, but you can have as much confidence as you want. If you're not in a safe environment, you know, it's not going to do you as good as if you were in a safe environment where you were free to express yourself.
Yeah, your community is so important.
Yeah. But no, again, it's like I have nothing to hide because I've done nothing wrong. And so that's my mentality in not being quiet about my sexuality. And that's always been like, just in life, it's like if you feel guilty about something, it's probably because you did something wrong. This is why you're feeling guilty. You know? But like if you feel like your existence is not in any way wrong, then you should not burden yourself with the guilt of, you know, not coming out or not being true to yourself or your close friends, or, you know, because you don't have to be out to everybody. You can be out to your close friends. You can be out to your family. Like it's your journey. It's your choice to choose how big you want to go with it. Yeah. And my brother's gay as well. There's only two of us. Yeah. And he gave me a really good piece of advice once, and he told me, you know, with regards to coming out, he said, it's going to be as big of a deal as you make it. So he's like, you know, it's if you're going to treat it like some giant secret that you're hiding and announcing to the world, then that's how it's going to feel coming back at you. But if you're casual with it and you're comfortable with it, most likely people will catch on that energy, and they'll also be casual or comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Yeah, it's as big of a deal as you make it. Yeah. You know, when you are in a safe environment. I don't want to negate that. Yeah. Because, you know, like we can't be having this conversation in like a foreign country where people in the community are executed, or some remote part of the country where you would probably not see the next day if you came out. Like
because that still does exist.
That's real.
Yeah. That's true. How old is your brother?
He's about 4.5 years older than me. So he's
okay.
He's 44.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, wow. And so it's just y'all two.
Yeah, it's two of us.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and he's a huge advocate with the community. He's a physical therapist in Houston, and so his physical therapy practice is like completely built around being a safe space for LGBTQ people. Post-op rehabilitation for trans patients. Like it's a whole thing.
Wow, that's so cool because it's like, look at y'all are doing something for the LGBT community.
It's very, there's so many also, there's so many homosexuals in my family. Like, it's like rampant in my family. And it's like, well, something in the water.
Yeah.
Or the gene pool. That's fine.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I think it's a superpower. Like, I don't, I'm very proud of who I am and what I've done. And it's like all I can bring is authenticity to whatever space that I'm in.
Yeah. And I mean, as it should be. Like, you don't ever, it's sad for those that do have to hide it, unfortunately, or are not in a safe space. But it's great that you are able to just wear it proudly and, apply it in every aspect of life, and you don't have to feel.
And visibility is something that I'm huge on because I did not have people on social media to look up to when I was, and again, looking up to is terrible. Like, I don't believe in role models. Like, I'm not, like, I've never really had a role model. I don't want to be a role model.
But it's still inspirational.
Yeah, but just to show that it's just like there wasn't social media when I was in school.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't an example of somebody being out and living a good life or living a life that was socially possible. It was always very like, oh, like they're gay or whatever, and so they're being picked on, or they're the butt of a joke. And it's just nice to show people like visibility means everything, because it means that you're not going to have the terrible life that you've built in your head because you are the way that you are.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what is important about being out on these platforms, because there is somebody who's like scrolling somewhere in a remote part of the world or the country thinking that they will never have the life that they see their heterosexual friends having because of how they are.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can. Like, you can wear a wig and heels and sell a condo, or you can wear booty shorts at the gym and have a good time. Like, or you can go to Pride with your friends and, go home with a great memory.
Yeah.
Like, it is possible.
Yeah, it really is. And you are that representation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. We'll see how long that lasts, because, it's like it's just, social media is tiring. I wish I could just delete all of it.
No, I feel that. I'm like, man, it is hard, but you got to I have to keep it for work, but you do too.
I know. I've always had a job where it's like, you have to be visible. You have to be visible. And it's, it'd be great to have a job that no one needs to know about for you to make money.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, I want to just delete the app, but I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm so happy you came. That was my ending question for you.
Okay.
And so I just want to, is there anything you want to say to the viewers or anything like that before we?
I would say it's okay to wear a lot of hats. It's okay to have more than one passion, because sometimes the main passion you have may not, pay the bills, but it's going to make you happy, and it's going to keep you, pushing for other passions.
Yeah.
So, and buy my books.
Yeah, buy his books.
Yeah, they're on Amazon. I narrated the first one on Audible. But if you love, vampires and you have a respect for religion, whether you are a believer or not, you'll love the books.
And also, if you need any construction work done.
Oh yeah, and if you want to buy or sell a house, like I'm totally. See, I forget that's like that's how I'm supposed to pay my bills. If you want to buy or sell a house, I'm here for you.
Yes.
We'll make it fun.
And if you want to lift with him too, he has many hats.
yeah. Just don't watch my videos in front of your parents, because I'll be like, "What are you watching?" And it's like, "Oh my God, it's just a dumb guy in Austin. Leave me alone, Mom."
Hopefully they don't care. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Fernando,
Thank
for
you
coming.
for having
I'm
me.
so glad
this was
you
really
came.
Fun.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.